We can start.
Good afternoon. Uh, my name is Vipul. I'm the acting director for the Swami Vivekanand Cultural Center in Bangkok, which is the cultural arm of the Embassy of India in Bangkok. Today, we are going to have a web talk on Aahar, wellness, and health. We have got two eminent speakers. One is Dr. Alka Gupta, who is the founder and director of the AGATH Healthcare. And we also have with us Dr. Sangeeta Nehra, who is director of Ayush Department of Ayush, Government of Haryana, India. I would like to invite Dr. Sangeeta Nehra first to deliver her speech, her talk, and tell us more about her principles today. Dr. Nehra, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity on your platform. So, uh, before I start, I want to share my screen with PPT. Okay, so you have given us that topic, Aahar, health and wellness. And I think everything is involved within the consciousness. So my favorite author, Amit Goswami, he is a very famous quantum physicist. The very famous quote, the consciousness is the ground of being. So in Ayurveda, everything is principled with the consciousness. When we say that we are the body, so we are not only the material or matter, we are the body of consciousness. So consciousness is the ground of being. And along with this, there is a very small slide above. The wisdom is the crystallized being. It is written by Rudolf Steiner. And he is also my favorite author who has given me the knowledge about the group souls and individual souls. So when we talk about the Ayurveda principles, so definitely we are individualized souls and everyone have their own basic body constitutions, along with the mind, along with the vital body, along with the supramental body. So let us start as a preventive care, the Aahar, health and wellness. So the second slide, and we all of us, we know that the 17th Sustainable Development Goal introduced by UN. And the goal number 4, because sometimes we say that, yes, I'm healthy, but nowadays, are you? Then when we ask questions, then we say that, okay, I'm well or not well. So well is something tells about our subtle bodies. We are happy or not, we are feeling contented or not, we are feeling ecstasy or not. So that's why UN has put up the sustainable goal about the goal number 3, the health and wellness, and along with this, Aahar. So I treat Aahar as the food of all subtle bodies. So let us talk about when we eat food, then what happens within us. So this slide is relates with from the Ayurveda shlok, some dosha, some agnisha, some dhatu malkriya. Some dosha, if you are balanced with your doshas, if you are balanced with your fire element or metabolism, or if you are balanced with your malas, like your fecal matter, your urination, your sweat, it is all is in the balanced state at the physical level. But along with this, the prasan atme indriya manaha. The prasan atme indriya manaha is your happiness is connected with your senses, your happiness is connected with your mind, and your happiness is connected with your chetana, your consciousness. And along with this, you should feel happy every day since morning to evening. So this is the health definition given by our Ayurveda text since last 7,000 years back. And nowadays, we are again talking about the health and wellness. So if it is disimbalance or imbalance, so if the doshas are in the imbalance state or imbalance ratio, so the biochemical changes happens automatically imbalance. So sometimes we become obese, sometimes we become sick, sometimes we become weak, sometimes we have many problems occur on the physical body, sometimes the problem with the mind. So that's why it is important. For example, I have given put up in this that if the pitta is increases, so we have suffering from the ulcerative diseases or something from, if the food is not transformed into the again in the next dhatus or the soft tissues, so the ojas or the immunity become weak. So nowadays we are seeing that the many autoimmune diseases are prevalent. So let us see the process of food from the side of Ayurveda. You are looking the picture. The first I put up the cursor on the food stuff, and it goes inside the stomach and in between the chewing and along with this after the stomach, and after the stomach, when it processed in the stomach and in the small intestine, it becomes the juice. Because when we are talking about the ahar at the level of physical body, so we have to understand if we are eating again and again, and if we are taking the small meals, or we are eating something, the friends comes and then we are saying okay, I am having tea. So what happens if we are taking the small meals or bit of meals in between the meals? So the first food goes in the stomach and small intestine. It becomes the ras, the sapta dhatu, the ras. Ras is the essence of the food. Then it absorbed by the liver and it goes to the heart. And in the heart, the oxygen from the both lungs, it is taken by the lungs and then it is mixed in the blood. The ras, rakt, like first the food juice and then the food juice is mixed in the blood. So ras, rakt, mas, med, asthi, maja, shukra. So in this way, after the heart, it goes in the muscular tissues. And after that, it goes in the adipose tissues. Ras, rakt, mas, med, asthi, yani ki this is the bone. And then it is goes in the bone and bone marrows. So it is a long process of digestion and long process of metabolism and long process of food when it transforms into the energy or when the food transforms into the immune system. So I have shown that the second slide, it is like the ras, rakt, mas, med, asti, maja, shukra, and it comes on the last, our physical body or the last physical wall is about the our skin. So skin carries the all immune system. So that's why in Ayurveda it is told when you are taking food, before that you go for bathing. You just rub your skin during bathing because it activates your peripheral circulation. And when it activates your peripheral circulation, automatically, along with this, the prana activated, your second body activated. So that's why the food is very important component for the perspective of how we can prevent from the diseases every day. So this is about our food process, how the food goes. Now we will talk about the five bodies. Because when we are talking about the food or ahar, what type of the food we should take on. So physical body, I have covered up that how we process the food, because nowadays I'm looking that as a practical experience I am sitting in OPD, so most of the persons talk about the Aahar is food is like the scientific materialism says that we are matter, but the quantum science says we are not matter, we are energy. So that's why we have to focus the food about the physical, food about the vital, and food about the mental, and food about the supramental, and food about the bliss. So I have written here that the first body is the physical body. So it is the Panch Tattva food, and we will discuss later. And the second body is the vital body. It is a very important body for us because the subtle channels start from the physical body to the vital to the mental. So that's why it is important to understand. I have made 2 slides specifically on the vital body. Because if we are taking physically, it's okay, but we are not having prana, we are not breathing systematically, or we are having the bad feelings within us. So that's why the vital body blocks all the chakras. So vital body blocks the chakras, so automatically our blueprint destroy the functions of our vital organs. So that's why the yoga is very important part. For every day we should use many exercises which we can do easily. So the vital body food is prana, or in simplified language we can say the oxygen. So prana is about that your feelings and along with your breathing cycles. So what happens in the vital body? Like in one house, we are having one drawing room, we are having bedroom, we are having kitchen, bathroom. So in the same way, in our body, in this domain, we are having the physical body externally, and inside this we have the vital body. So physical body keeps some things like digestive system, circulatory system, other systems, but the vital body keeps the blueprint of the vital organs. If you go through in detail that, if you see the movie of Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton, so you will understand that the vital body is the body of blueprints. Body of the blueprints means whatever you are having the feelings during the 24 days, 24 hours, sorry. So that feelings is impact on your physical body. And along with this, what type of the energy you are having with your food also. If the food is not fresh cooked, if the food is like yesterday you are using that food, if you are using that all chutneys like not in a fresh way, it is keeping we are in the freeze and then we are using this. So these all vital energy is vanished from the food. And in the same way, if we are having the bad feelings, then automatically our vital energy is consumed by our feelings. And we not with the rhythm with the heart and the lungs. So that's why the vital energy food is prana, and we can say that oxygen. Now we come to the next mental body. Mental body is very, very vast, like our drawing room in our house. So in the same way, we just chatter and chatter and chatter with the brain. So mental body is relates with the two. The first is the brain, which is the part of the physical body, and second is the manas, the mental body, which is not living inside the body, it is living outside the body. So whatever we see, whatever we listen, whatever we taste, smell, touch, it is all correlates with the mental body and it gives the experiences, and then we take out the meaning. So meaning processing machine is the mental body. So uh, most of the time you are when watching any news and whatever is happening nowadays in the world, the war between the two countries. So this is all because of not food. This is the because of the mind processing that what type of the meaning we are taking out from our mind. We are taking out the good thoughts or the bad thoughts. So our mental body food is like the good thinking and the rightful way of processing of meanings. So this is about the mental body, and the next body is the supramental body. Sometimes you help others without any thinking. You just think that, okay, I have to help him or her, or I have to help animals, or I have to give water to plants without any using your brain. You are just having the intuition, or you are just having the insight, a great insight or quantum leap you are having. Oh, great, I can do this. So, this is your supramental body. So, about the supramental body, when you are work with your heart, so that the supramental body food is your compassion, your archetypal values. Your archetypal values means like if you are caring, if you have love, if you see beauty in your environment, or along with this, if you have truth, oneness, wholeness, goodness, many archetypal qualities we are inculcate within us when we born, but we forget because of our mental body and wrongful meanings. We forget our supramental body. So that's why the ahar of our supramental body is you just listen your heart, what your heart says. And UN nowadays is talking about the sustainable development goal, about the wellness. Wellness travels from the supramental body to the mental, to the vital, and to the physical. So that's why we have to practice every day what our intuition or what the insight comes in within us, and are we behaving according to our brain, or we are behaving according to our supramental body. So it is a great subject for all of us if we learn about the not the mental body. So never he taken out the wrong meanings. So in this way, the next fifth body is the bliss body. So bliss body is when we talk about the yoga, the and happiness. So now we come to the next. Now, this is the slide about the morphic resonance, how our physical body formulates. Like how our physical body formulates means like first in the during the birth and before the birth, the blueprint is going to imprint, and then the physical body comes over. So the morphogenetic Rupert Sheldrake has cleared about, and Bruce Lipton, they have said that if you are having the good environment within the cells or outside the cells or outside within your family, so you can make your blueprints, because most of the time after 3 months RBCR changes, and 2 months after that WBCR changing. So the whole process of bundles of the cells are changing. So that's why if we want to from shift from disease to health, so we have to focus on our vital body. And you are like seeing or watching what is about the photons. So every time we are emitting photons, and that photons tells about our system. tells about what type of the smell we are having, what type of the photons, and what are the ratios of the, in which ratios our aura, if we scan our aura, then we can know about our aura or about photons or about the our bliss body, how much is it is connected with the consciousness. So in the first picture you are seeing that the all foods are also connected with the aura. So if we keep in microwave, so the consciousness automatically shrinks. So that's why we can talk about the sattvic food or rasic food or tamas food. So this is about the chakras. I talked about the vital body. So vital body is the very important component so that the yoga and our ahar, food about the physical body is very important for all of us. Now we come to the prakriti. Like what should be the basic body constitution? The body constitution is about that we are having already when we birth, then having the some defects, like we say in Ayurveda, it is doshas. So because it is the combination of physical and mental doshas, like vat pit kapha and satwaraj tamas. So we can say the doshas, and in the mind we say these are the gunas. So this is the Ayurvedic theory of three doshas, on the basis of which I am going to tell you in a very simple what to eat and what not to eat. So this represents, if we are in the balancing way, that is the homeostatic mechanism. And if the dosha is disturbed mentally or physically, then automatically there is a disturbance in the ratio of homeostatic mechanism. Like for example, the rajas guna. If the person is relates with the vata, and because that person automatically speak much, so it relates with the rajas guna in the mind. So that's why I'm going to tell you in the next slide. So that's why show disturb the movement of our vital energy or prana, it means it affects the functions of the vital organs. That's why I'm saying that the vital energy medicine nowadays, it is very important part from the Ayurveda side, or we can say from the integrated medicine. So vital energy, if the prana is good, then our blueprint is already good. Then the P and the V organ, like if V organ is good, V body is good, the P body is good. V is the vital and the P is the physical. So now come to the Vata Pitta Kapha. So if you are looking on the slides, so automatically you see that the Vata, this is one student in my college, and she is a Vata Prakriti. She is having the pure Vata Prakriti. And you can see her build is very thin, height is medium. Sometimes the Vata Prakriti having the short and tall, and like you are seeing the appearance, and the more tendons and the veins are shown on the body automatically. And Pitta, you are seeing the, like the forehead is very big and the shiny, and the fall is very much. And so that's why you can imagine that Vata, Pitta and Kapha, how we can distribute at the level of 5 elements. So 5 elements from the down, the earth element, then water, then fire, air and ether. So automatically you can observe when a person, then you can decide that the person is from the kapha side. You are looking the face of that lady, the automatically you can decide that she is with the kapha dosha. Already she has the inherent that deformity, we can say that dosha, that since beginning from the childhood. And automatically she is a patient of type 2 diabetes mellitus, and she has started eating like sweets, and she has much worried about her financial loss. So that's why if we imbalance our kapha dosha, automatically the kapha dosha related disease appear in the same ways with the vata. So we can say this like the build and the height and appearance. Now come to the next skin color of a vata person, pitta person, and kapha person. Actually, it needs a very deep practice. Every day, if we see in the OPD the patients, we can automatically observe that the what type of the person having the doshas, one dosha or the two dosha or the three doshas. So automatically the skin of a vata is very rough and dusky in nature, and the pitta has little bit bright, and kapha is smooth. So we can decide through looking the whole posture of a person and what type of the figure that person is having, what type of the structure of the joints, what type of the structure of the muscles, what type of the structure of the eyes, eyelashes, eye movements. If the person is moving here and there, the eye movements, it means that person is having the more vata. So in Ayurveda, when we see that the Ashtavidya Pariksha, then we can decide that what type of the person, the Vata, Pitta and Kapha, and we write on the, and what are the Vikrati of a person. So we write on the slip, and then we decide what type of the food we have to suggest him. So in this way, it is a very like detailed portion I have made for a Vat with Kapha constitution. And if we go in detail, then we can know about the gesture and the posture of a person. Now, this is a one lady comes to me, and I have taken the photograph of her, and it is a combination of Vat and Pitta. So you will see that easily you can decide through just one look that the person is having the vata and the pitta prakriti. And when you see the tongue of that lady, so automatically you see that I have given the picture what type of the like having she is suffering from disease. In between the row, it is showing that the emotions along with the spinal column, and she was suffering from the mental disorder or the rajaguna and the satuguna. Satuguna is relates with the ego self. If we are having the more knowledge, and we are automatically develop the ego self more, because we are using our brain and the mind mental body together, and do we are not going to stop. So that's why she is suffering from little bit mental disorders and little bit pitta disorders. So now we can, I think, decide that the vat pitta and kapha. Now we come to the next slide, and I have given only two slides regarding the physical traits and the physiological traits. I have not added the behavioral trait and the physiological traits. So that's why the psychological traits, we can decide a person that the person is having the satoguna or having the rajaguna or having the tamoguna. So I tell you that about the tamoguna. Tamoguna is about the more conditioning. That person is having the more condition. Like if I'm saying a patient that you have to do like this, to like this, and I am planning your diet, I'm giving you medicines, and the person asks again and again, and he or she is agree, okay, I will do this, but after when he comes after the 15 days or after the 1 week, and he has or she has done nothing. So it means the if we are having the more tamoguna or more kapha or the earth or the water element. So that's why the person is more conditioned. That means the consciousness is lacking within that person. So that's why we observe the psychological traits along with this, the physical traits. So we decide that what type of the prakriti is having of a person, and with that we suggest the food and along with the medicines. So these are the dietary guidelines, and it is very simple. I tell you in next slide. The actually, if a person comes and or itself me, I am having the kapha and the vata prakriti. So that's why I can tell you that what type of the food I am having every day. So in the same way, we can decide others food also. If we know about the how we can decide our prakriti and how we have to decide our food ratio. So the proper quantity of food, if we are looking this, that the quantity of food is person specific and depends on the strength of his or her agni or the digestive power. The proper quantity of food is digested in due time without disturbing the equilibrium. It means that whatever you are having in morning and evening, and you are easily can digest the food and easily can take out the fecal matter in a very proper way. So this is the proper quantity of food, if we see that. Because there is no criteria, there are many things on the website or Wikipedia, or many things are represented on the like Wikipedia, that what type of the food you are having or what should you eat or not. But Ayurveda says that you eat, if you are having the kapha prakriti, you eat twice only, because the agni is very less, the digestive power is very slow. So that's why if we are having the more earth and water element within us, so we have to eat only twice, not much time, 3 time or 4 time. If we are having the vata prakriti, so we can have the three times, and the same with the pitta also, 3 times, not more than that. Because in the first slide, in the second slide, we have seen if we are eating properly, the food juice is processing properly, and then it is absorbed and assimilated properly, and then we can think about, yes, our muscular system is, we are strengthening properly. So that's why the proper quantity of food is very important. And we divide the stomach in the three portion, one portion for the solid, one portion for liquid, and one portion for the processing or the gases. So it is very easy. So in the food diet, I want to strike out only 2 slides when we start our day in morning. So you have to take Haritki or Terminalia chibula. Haritki in Ayurveda, it is called as a treated as a mother. If you are taking every day in morning with 20 or 30 ml water in morning, along with the water when you are getting up, then you are not fell in any type of disease, because it is used as the rasayana. It is a tonic, it is a restorative. So in my house, every day, last 30 years, when I completed my graduation, I have started this taking to all my family members every day in morning. So I request all of you who are the listening this program, so whether you follow other principles or not, but you follow one principle, every day you take that Terminalia chibula. I have given the decoction here. You just put this that powder of haritki in one bowl at night, and it's soaked in morning, and you just drink with like 20 to 30 ml water, not more than that. So it is a very easy process to take in morning. So if you are taking, so it is anti-aging, it is rasayana, it nourishes all the sapt dhatus or the tissues. So if you are taking every day, you are not getting any type of illness or disease. Same happen with the Guillotinospora cordifolia. If you are taking morning, okay, 3 months you are taking Terminalia acipula, and 3 months you are taking, just you crush it and dip in the water at night, and in morning you just drink the water. So it is a very simple process of taking. And for chronic fever or for anti-aging, it is the best drug. In Ayush ministry have they have declared this is the national herb of India. So because it is having all the types of qualities what we need every day basis. So I request you, or I see start with termicibula or with giloy or tinospora cordifolia. And if you are taking every day, so I can guarantee you, you are not going to ill. You are free from all the diseases. So now we come to the little bit the spices. Spices are very important component of food. So everyday basis, you should add some spices like cardamom, like black pepper or cinnamon. These are the important components because it completes all your minerals and vitamins, and it having the volatile oil. So that's why when you are taking the food and along with your spices, then automatically it absorbs without any digestion, because volatile oil without any digestion, it just absorb within the mucous membrane within the mouth only. So that's why the spices are very important component of our food. Now we come to that the in the morning food, lunch and dinner, it is very simple. In Ayurveda, we say that Madhur Amal Lavan Katu Tikt Kashai. Madhur is like sweet, and then Amal is little bit sour, and then Lavan, salty, and Katu is pungent, and then Tikta, the bitter, and the Kashai. So we have to take our food in this way. So in morning, you can make sweet porridge or gajar halwa or moong halwa, like I have shown the pictures. In morning, you can have some dry fruits also, because it completes all your, except your carbohydrate and protein, it completes all your needs. So that's why Ayurveda, since ages, it tells that you start your day from the sweet. So this is the main principle of Ayurveda. So every day you can add sweet in morning only, not at night. So in lunch and at dinner time, you can small quantity of like chapati and rice and seasonal vegetables, curd, and all these things you can mix and you can take. So it is a very simple process, and at the end of, you have seen that you are eating like some astringent quantity of some herbs like sauf. So I have shown, and some pan. So these are the kashai because it cleans out our toxins from the digestive column, like in the large intestine, and all toxins are, they throw it at one place in the rectum. So that's why from sweet to astringent, we have to follow this Ayurveda principle. And now I am going to tell you a very simple process. Like I have shown this picture that some vegetables grow under the ground. So if I am having the Kaf Prakriti, I am already having earth and water element. So having the, not tamaguna, it don't think like this, the tamaguna is very bad, Tamoguna is having the less frequency. It takes lots of to digest. So that's why under the ground, which things we are growing and we are having eating, then the kapha prakriti person should not take much quantity. Like, for example, we are seeing that the cassava, horseradish, peanuts, celeria, and the rutabaga. And in the same way, the underground like turnip, garlic, beet, ginger, shallot, onion. These are all underground herbs which are having already the earth and the water element. So that's why if we are having the constitution or the earth and water element, so that's why we should eat very less. Okay, I am having come. If we are having the vata prakriti, so then we can have the underground roots in much quantity. In the same way, the sweet potato, carrot, all are the underground vegetables. Now we come to the next, the water element. We are seeing that nowadays the cucumber, because this is also the heavier and bound to gravity, and if we it touches the surface and the flow of energy is downward. So that's why if we are having the more water component vegetables, so we have the some gases problem, we have some swelling, we have like uneasiness and very lack of fire, because fire we put water on the fire, so our digestive fire is vanished. Sometimes we are uh, having very laziness. So many patients come to us in hospital that that persons are having taken very lots of amount of the watermelon, muskmelon, and lots of amount like cucumber. So if we are obese, if we are having, again we are having the kapha prakriti, if we are having the constitution of made up of earth and water element, so we should take the less quantity of watery and underground vegetables. I have shown some pictures like lettuce, Brussels, cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, kale. These are the vegetables, okay, for the pitta. Pitta constitution is very good. And for the vata constitution is very good. But vata constitution also taken very in not so much quantity, because it creates the gas problem. So for pitta, the water component vegetables are good. In the same way, the lady's finger, pea, bean, chili, tomato, brinjal, all these are having the watery components. Now we come to the next component, the cereals and the pulses. So cereal and pulses are like this. Cereal and pulses, they produce a great deal of activity in human system with a moderate amount of digestive. So we need the moderate amount of digestive effort. And cereals and legumes, specifically legumes, they help in our body repair. They help in growth. So that's why when the child is growing up, so we should go give the much quantity of legumes, much quantity of pulses, and much quantity of cereals also. But when we grow older, about 25 or 30, then we reduce the amount of legumes, because otherwise we will suffer from uric acid and urea if we are taking in much quantity, because at that time there is no need of any type of growth of the muscles. It needs the repair and the change of the cells only. So that's why we should take the in a very balanced quantity. As usual, we have at lunch and dinner time. So not two bowl of like pulses. We are taking in day to day like activity. We are taking just one small bowl of legumes. In the same way, cereals also. I want to quote one thing, that like wheat and rice and bajra, they are very good food. But other food like maize, and nowadays we are seeing that the millets are very good. Yes, millets are good, but we should use once in a week, because it consumes very much fire from the body, because they are having very less amount of consciousness. So that's why it circulates the energy in the round, in the below chakras, not in the above chakras. So that's why I use millets to complete our nutrients in the body. For this, we use only once in a week, and we use most of the time, we should use most of the time wheat and rice, much better. Now, these are the some examples of pulses. As we know, like pigeon peas, mung beans. Mung beans are very good from the perspective of Ayurveda, because it is rich in protein, and in the same way, like the green gram in above a picture, you are seeing that the green gram is also very rich in protein. So most of the in the world scenario, we are saying that the protein we get in the non-veg or in eggs, but we are getting the best protein in our elements, in our moong dal, in our green gram. We get the best protein for our muscle growth, or for our the repair of our like DNA and chromosomes. And if we go deeper, so these are our DNA and our chromosomes are also made up of proteins. So that's why we should take the proper proper amount of the protein, but with the sattvic ahar. So, but this is the rajasic ahar. If we are talking about the tamoguna, tamas food below the ground and above the ground, if we are having the 2 or 3 feet above, then this is the rajasic ahar. So in this way, I have shown some other pictures also of the pulses, and next to the fruits, this is the sattvic ahar. When we are having the fasting, then we use fruits, because it is rich in oxygen. It is directly intake of the, like, no transfer of the glucose from like digestion and all these things, and it is digested easily, and it needs the very less digestive fire. So that's why that they are having the more space element, akash tatu. So that's why they are treated as the sattvic fruits, and the same as the dry fruits also. And now in the last slide, I want to say that you respect and love plants, because the plants are very much favorite. And my MD I have completed in Dravya Guna in Ayurvedic pharmacology, and I want to tell you that every leaf, a million movable leaves are engaged in the delivering the carbon dioxide and expelling oxygen. So you must plant one to whatever you have from your heart side, that I have to plant trees or anything you like. So 375 billion tons of food we consume each year. The bulk comes from the plants, and we synthesize it out of the air and soil with the help of sunlight. So, my dear friends, if you want to go through this book, The Secret Life of Plants, I have read this book like 7-8 years back, written by Peter Tompkins. So I was like, every day I was weeping that, oh my God, so many things about the plants. They have researched out that how much they are giving to us. So in the last, I will say that thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Alka ji, and thank you, my dear friends. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nehra. That was most amazing presentation. Hello, sorry. Thank you so much, Dr. Nehra. It was very amazing. Some of the information that you shared with us was truly amazing. You know, it was like an eye opener to understand that a doctor, a naturopathist, or whatever you want to call him or her, can understand your basic digestive system and the kind of personality you have by looking at your face, by by seeing the texture of your hair, your overall body formation, the kind of joints you have, the kind of bones you have, the kind of skin you have, and then to advise that what kind of food you should eat and what kind of food you should avoid in order to feel better, in order to feel well. Like you very well said that a lot of people are healthy, but how many of us feel good, feel well? So wellness and health, today I really felt the difference. It's an important thing for everybody to note. I'll have a separate discussion with you. This is a very interesting topic. But now carrying forward this webinar, I would like to request Dr. Alka Gupta ji, Managing Director, AGATH Healthcare, to please share her thoughts with us. Dr.
Thank you, Vipulji, and thank you, SVCC, for inviting me on this platform to give and share my experience and knowledge with all the audience. So today topic is Aahar, wellness and health. As my fellow speaker, Dr. Sangeeta ji has described almost all the aspects of all three pillars, Aahar and wellness and health. I will focus more on practical aspect of Aahar, how a common man, a common person can attain the best of best from his daily Aahar, what he takes, what he consumes. So I will focus more on practical things. Theory part is already covered. So it is said that good health is key to happiness. Health is wealth. So these are the saying which we hear in day-to-day life. But when it comes to us and when we see ourselves and what we find, are we healthy, are we disease free, are we, so what is the loophole, why we are diseased, why we are having so many problems in our day-to-day life? So in Sushruta Samhita, sage Sushruta has mentioned a very descriptive and a very detailed definition of a healthy person. Who is a healthy person? Sam dosha samagnisha sam dhatu malah kriya prasannatmendri mana swastitya vidhiyate. So it's in concise form, and it is very similar to the definition of WHO, World Health Organization, says that health is not merely absence of disease. It's about your physical health, it's about your mental health, it's about your psychological health and social well-being. So health, before this it was supposed to be like it was understood that a healthy person is who is not having any kind of disease, that is a healthy person. But no, it's not. If a person is not good state of mental health or psychological health or social well-being, social life is not good, so that person will not be called a healthy person. So who is a healthy person? Samadosha, samagnisha, samdhatu malakriya, as Dr. Sangeeta already described, but I will explain in very short and crisp manner. Samdosha means, as we all know, that when conception is there in mother's womb, a person's body type, constitution is already decided at that moment, and that remains till last breath of our life. So from the womb till the death, we live our life in particular doshic like combination. A person can be vata dominant person, pitta dominant person, kapha dominant person, or there can be combination of two doshas, or a person can be like there are a person who all three doshas are disturbed, or they face the problem, vata related problem with pitta related problem, kapha related problem. Samagnish means, Agni means the power of digestion. Agni should be in balance mode. It should not be very high. It should not be very low. The amount of Agni should be in very balanced mode to digest the food what we consume in day-to-day life. Sam dhatu means 7 kind of dhatus are there, substances are there. In modern science, we can say 7 kind of tissues are there, which are Rakta, Ras, Mas, Med, Asthi, Majja, Virya. So this plasma, muscle, our bones, our bone marrow, and semen. So these are the 7 kind of tissues our body has, and these dhatus should be in very nourished manner, and they, in very accurate amount of these tissues should be there in our body. Then we are in healthy mode. Malah kriya, samadhatu malah kriya. If a person excretion and urination is good, like every day he excretes or urinate proper way, then that person is a healthy person. Prasannatmendriya mana means your all senses, your all kind of Gyanendriya, Karmendriya, 10, there are 10 indriyas, 5 Gyanendriyas, 5 Karmendriya. All senses are in happy state of happy state. Your soul attributes, you are living in your soul attributes. Soul attributes are, you are compassionate, you are kind, you are helping, you are passionate, you are humble. So these are soul attributes. And prasann atmendriya mana, man means man, our mental health, our man is in happy state of health. So these are few parameters if you want to check whether you are healthy or not. So just tick all these pointers, so you will get to know that where I am lacking, My dosha is in balanced state, Agni is balanced, our all tissues are well nourished, they are getting proper nourishment. Mal, we pass our stool like twice a day or once, at least once a day. Urination is proper, and all senses are balanced. Our soul is happy. Overall we are happy person, then we are a healthy person. But normally it doesn't happen. We lack in any of the steps, and we just start getting disease. Okay, so this is the definition given by Sushruta in Sushruta Sanhita. As Ayurveda's basic principle surrounds by this Tridosh theory. As I already mentioned, that a person is having dominant dosha Vata Pittaka from the womb of mother, and it goes and till last breath. So your all kind of activity in your life, your physical body, your gesture, your appearance, your behavior, your any kind of your act will be governed by that particular dosh. Suppose I am a Vata kind of person, so my physical body, my hair, my skin color, my behavior, my way of talking, my complexion, my psychological status, my everything, even my health status will also be affected by that particular dosha. So what I need to say here, everyone should know at least his or her basic dosh, what kind of dominant dosha is there, so that in day-to-day life he can pursue his life according to that dosha. Because every season, here I am going to switch in another segment. When we talk about healthy life, so that health depends on, according to Ayurveda, with so many parameters. If we follow a good dincharya, daily regime, seasonal regime, and a lot of swasth vrit, so then we get like a good health. And being like suppose I'm talking about myself, I am a Vata kind of person. Now this is summer season in India, also in Thailand also. So every dosha has different kind of lifestyle in different seasons. So one should know what kind of food, what kind of daily regime, what kind of sleep, what kind of actions, what kind of everything changes. Just like wardrobe, in winters our wardrobe changes. We just stop wearing the cotton clothes, and we switch to winter clothes, and everything changes. Likewise, nature's wardrobe also changes. vegetable, fruits, grains, our daily routine, our sleep pattern, our behavior, our psychological status, everything changes according to season. But nowadays, in fast life, in sedentary lifestyle, a person is like cursed to live a life throughout 65 days in the same manner. We don't follow the seasonal changes, and this is one of the root cause of getting disease life. We are full of diseases. Many people ask me, I eat so like everything in my plate, there is everything in my plate, dry fruits, very, very costly fruits, vegetables, grains, everything is there. Still, I'm deficient. I am deficient from like so many micronutrients. I don't get that kind of energy, that kind of nourishment what a food should provide. So what is the reason behind this? In spite of having rich food and everything in our plate, we don't get that kind of health, nourishment, energy, fuel to our body. There are so many reasons. It's not only what you eat in your daily life, what rich food, what rich fruits, vegetables you buy and you consume. There are so many principles, fundamental principles are there according to Ayurveda. If we don't follow them, we cannot get the best from our Aahar, our food, and what's going on. If you see, in spite of being a rich people, many people are nowadays deprived of good food because of their lifestyle diseases. Doctor says you cannot eat this, you cannot eat this, you cannot consume this, and they are on pills. But pills never cure. This is your food which heals you, which cures you. And why this is said that food is the medicine. If you make your food medicine, you cannot be diseased or you cannot have any single problem in your life. And if you follow your seasons, suppose there is like it's summer in India, in Thailand, so we need to follow the seasonal changes and to imply those things in our day-to-day life, and you will see that you are healthy, happy, and disease free. And this is the aim of every person. Everyone wants a healthy, happy, long and disease free life. This is the aim of every person, but unfortunately it doesn't happen. Why? Because we don't follow the rules and regulation, do's and don'ts, if and buts. Ayurveda is like a manual. Ayurveda is like a manual of this entire humanity. So thousands years back, Acharya Sushrut and Charak have written these scriptures like Charak Sanhita, Sushrut Sanhita, which contains all the each and every aspect of our life, which is important for a healthy, happy, and long and disease-free life. And but unfortunately, we are not aware of those things. We are not even 1% we don't know about those things. So the purpose of these kind of webinar is to know our old scriptures, to know more about them and what they mention and what our forefather used to live life on based on those scripture based lifestyle, seasonal rhythm, and daily dincharya, swasthvrit, and ratri charya. A lot of factors are there. So today I will give few magical key formulas which a common man can apply in his daily life, along with a good adequate amount of food. These few things, if a person applies in his life, definitely he will not get any kind of disease. He will be disease free, healthy and happy life he will be having. There is a saying, Kal Bhojanam Arogya Karanam. So when we eat food, there are so many factors. How we eat, what amount we are eating, process of cooking the food grown within the sphere of 150 kilometers. In Ayurveda, it is mentioned that food is only healthy which is grown like 100 to 150 kilometers to your birthplace where you are living. If it is grown 100 to 150 kilometers, that is only healthy food for you. Otherwise, other food is wastage. It will not give you nutrition. It will not give you that kind of energy. It will not give that nourishment which is required to your body, your all dhatus, your all doshas and everything. So if I talk like in perspective of Thailand, as I'm in Thailand and many Thailand people are watching this live webinar. So in Thailand, I would say I will appreciate that Thai people, they follow most of the principles of Ayurveda in day-to-day life. Maybe it's not because of Ayurveda, but by default, they are following their ancestors, their forefathers' legacy and the way of living, way of eating and ingredients of food and timing, kal, matra, process of, but there are still some flaws which they need to work on those, and they can be, because in Thailand 4 or 5 diseases are on rise nowadays, and which are due to lifestyle disorders definitely, and Aahar is the main ingredient. If they work on this Aahar factor, they can definitely get rid of all those diseases. So what they those diseases are, this is liver problems, cancer problem. Nowadays PM 2.5 problem is too much, so lungs are affected, like so much affected. So what we cannot have control on external factors. We cannot work on PM 2.5 problem because it's a global problem. What we can do, we can work on ourselves. We can focus on our diet, way of life, our dincharya, our ritucharya. So first formula, first magical formula which is mentioned in Ayurveda, it is said that dinante cha pibed dugdha, nishante cha pibed payah, bhojanante pibed takram, kim vaidyasya prayojanam. Means dinante cha pibed dugdha, end of the day, means in the night before bed, if a person consumes milk, lukewarm hot milk. Nishante cha pibet payah. Nishante means end of the night, early morning before sunrise. If a person consumes water, Ushapan, which is said Ushapan in Ayurveda, and Bhojanante pibet takram, end of the meal, your lunch, if a person consumes takram, means buttermilk, chas, kim vaidyasya prayojanam, why he will need a vaidya or doctor. So if a person make a habit of having these 3 magical drinks in particular time, in accurate time, like it should not be like you are taking buttermilk in the night, milk early morning, water after your lunch. It will disturb whole thing. There is it's like focus on timing. Kal bhojanam arogya karanam, means if you are not consuming your food on time, you are prone to so many diseases like constipation, like acidity, gastric problem, toxic accumulation in your blood, and that toxic forbid matters circulates to your blood, to your cellular level, and you get disease, and it can go up to cancer also, because of your wrong way of eating food, consuming food, wrong amount of food, wrong type of food, because everyone is unique. Ayurveda is believed to be it's a unique medical science. It works on individualistic approach. It believes just like our thumb is unique, our thumb print is unique, everyone is unique is in this entire planet. And when a patient comes to us, there is a customized protocol of diet, Aahar Chikitsa, any kind of dincharya, ritucharya, everything is different for that particular person. It's not like a modern medicine system that it's a symptom based. If a person says about symptom and he is given medicine and a standard protocol. Ayurveda is having very individual approach about every person on this earth, in this planet. Next, now medical formula for a healthy life from your Aahar, from your food, is you chew your food. See, it seems very simple and very small line, but if we see in our daily life, if you just close your eyes and just remember how many times you chew your food in every meal, three major benefits are there when you chew your food. First benefit is your teeth become strong. Nowadays, what's going on, everything is very soft, smoothie, and it's very there is no work of your this mouth area. And why dental health is increasing, dentists are increasing in society, and everyone is at a small age are having cavities, and lot of problems are there. So we don't chew the food properly, and it is said in Ayurveda that dato ka kaam aato ko nahi lena chahiye, means what your teeth should do, your intestine should not do, because then it harms intestine health. So you should chew the food. When you chew, saliva is there, saliva mixes with your muscle, and then that food goes into your esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and then it excretes from your body. So this is simple, like in layman language, I have described how your food travels in your body. So chewing is very important. When you chew, there is a very interesting fact also. So when you chew, your anger, your violence, or when you eat food in very aggressive manner, in anger, that food becomes toxic, poison. So when you chew your food, it becomes like amrit. It is so fulfilling, it is so healthy. 32 times you try to achieve your and you eat less than your hunger. Normally what happens when we eat in very fast pace, we eat more than our requirement of our body. So when you achieve, you will eat less, and all the ingredients, all the nutrients will be absorbed properly in our body, especially in our small intestine. So chewing is and one more very like I would like to share. When you chew your food, your hair remains black for longer time. It is I have seen people who practice this 32 times of chewing food. I have seen practically they have black hair like for long time. This is there. What is the like science behind it? I don't know. There is not research yet on this point, but it is the truth. So if you want your black hair for longer time, you just chew your food for 30 times, 32 times at least. So this is one thing. What you eat, you should chew. Your sitting posture when you eat your food, posture is very important. Why posture is important? Why we cannot eat? We eat nowadays in buffet, in parties, and everywhere there is a culture of eating food, taking your plate in hands, and we are eating with clothes, like clothings and tie and shoes, and like with heavy plate in our hand, and we are eating. That food is waste. That is total wasted. That is not going to give you any kind of nutrient or energy or any kind of benefit in your. That will fill your stomach, but not any kind of benefit is there. Why? Because when we sit on the ground, on the floor, there is some kind of connection we find. We feel more grounded, we feel more connected to our earth. Though nowadays we are living, most of the people are living in apartments and condos, but still it is good. If you can afford, you just sit on the floor, on the ground. In Japan still there is a culture, they sit on the floor ground and they eat their food. And see, Japanese are having longest life in this earth, because they follow those small things of this Aahar therapy, diet therapy. Though these things look small, but the benefits are so huge, so big, and give so much of impact for your healthy, happy, and disease-free life. So when you sit on the floor with crossed legs, what happens? Your Manipur chakra, which is situated in lower abdomen, in stomach area, that activates. And Manipur chakra is the chakra which is important for your digestion system, for digestion related things. And when it is activated, you get the 100% nutrients and benefits what you are consuming at that time. When you sit on the floor, you just pray. Japanese do. They say one specific word before every meal. Before every single meal, they say some kind of gratitude. Gratitude to whom? Gratitude to especially three people. Always pray. It takes only 30 seconds to show your gratitude. A person who grows the grains, food for you, farmers. A person who earns food for you, means your mother or father or anyone in your family. A person who cooks the food for you. So just show the gratitude with closed eyes and see the effect after prayer. When you consume the food, you will feel so happy, you will feel so content, and that food becomes amrit. That food becomes the best thing for your body and your best health. So etiquettes, prayer, mindfulness. Mindfulness means when you are eating your food, don't be deviated. Nowadays, what has been there is a culture when you are eating food, a person thinks that I'm eating food, this is wastage of time, let me do something, but he will be working on laptop, mobile, or watching TV, or reading newspaper or something. So then he thinks that, oh, now I have utilized my time, I have taken my lunch or dinner, and I have done this also, but this is very bad practice. Food itself is a complete mechanism, complete process, and it takes all of your senses focused on your plate, on your digestion system. So when you take your food, your meal, just be mindful. Your all senses, your eyes, your ear, your nose, your taste, your tongue, every sense should be there in your food. Then you will see the effect of that food. That is magical. That is very, very therapeutic. That is very, very helpful for a healthy, happy, and long life. Now I come to next thing. As I mentioned, this buttermilk. For especially for my Thai people, if they are watching, what is buttermilk? Buttermilk is a drink. Which is best probiotic mentioned in Ayurveda. Probiotic. Now, so many researches has been done on this probiotic. What are the health benefits? This is very important for gut and brain access, that relationship. So what you eat impacts your mind, impacts your happiness. So this is said, jaisa khawan vaisa bane man, and your happiness depends on your what kind of food you are eating, and it gives you satisfaction, feeling of content, feeling of like happiness. So then it works on your mind also. So probiotic is something which increases your gut bacteria, gut health, and gut flora. So buttermilk, one of the best probiotic which you can make at home with fresh yogurt, with cow milk, and mix some Indian spices like roasted cumin seeds, some harar powder, and carom seeds, and it should be watery consistency. And after your lunch, 40 minutes of your lunch, you just consume this buttermilk. You will not have any kind of digestion related problem, constipation, acidity, bloating, belching, or any kind of disorder which is related to your stomach or digestion system. Buttermilk is something very magical recipe from Ayurveda. One should inculcate daily life. There is another recipe which is especially for summer season, Grishma Ritu, that is made of raw mango. In North India, I think this is called panna, and in other areas, I don't know what it is called. It is made of raw mango, and it has all 6 tastes, shat ras, when it is made with all the spices required to make that recipe. So raw mango, we just boil it and we squeeze it, and we like take pulp and mix a lot of water for a better consistency. And again, we mix black salt, rock salt, cumin seeds, harad, hing. So these are the spices when we mix, and it should be taken before your lunch. Buttermilk should be taken after your lunch, 40 minutes after lunch. And this raw mango, this drink should be consumed before 30 minutes your lunch. So what impact will be there? It is a very good appetizer. Normally what happens in summers, we don't feel like hungry. We don't, there is some kind of disinterest, like taking food, and but your body needs fuel, your body needs food. So you just consume this drink and you just see the effect. You will have a natural hunger, and you will eat your food with interest. So this raw mango recipe should be part of your summer food, essential part of your, especially before lunch, not before dinner, because in Ayurveda, Kal, as I mentioned, timing is very important. Our doshas work like morning to night. Every 4 hours from morning till night, every 4 hours, one dosha is dominant, prominent. That is like on rise. Suppose early morning before sunrise, Vata dosha is dominant. So if a person who is Vata dominant person should not sleep at that time. If he sleep that time, he will definitely have constipation, because he encroached that constitution, that equilibrium with the nature and his body nature. So this is a very big science to know about your dosha, and what kind of dincharya you should have according to your dosha combination, constitution, prakriti, and in whole day, what timings are there when Vata is dominant, when Pitta is dominant, when Kapha is dominant, and according to that doshic time, we should switch immediately. As what I said before, every normal common person should have the basic knowledge of Ayurveda to lead a healthy, happy, and for a disease-free long life. So this is a manual, and this is a machine. This body is like a machine, and how this body should be like in best mode, how it should work, if there is any problem, what kind of servicing is there, what kind of repair work is there, we all should know. This is our duty, and it was our forefather used to follow this manual, but we have lost the connection between our ancestors, our forefathers, our dadi, nani, our parents. So this is the knowledge, this is the gyan, this is the wisdom should be passed to the next generation if we want a healthy, happy, and disease-free society. As I already mentioned, medicine, pills, surgery is not the proper thing to get disease-free life. It's our Aahar, it's our food, it's our holistic way of consuming food with lot of do's and don'ts, niyam, principles, and central doctrines of Ayurveda. If we follow, no one can stop you to lead a healthy, happy, and long life. Now I come to, like as I mentioned, that this is a Grishma Ritu, summer season in India and in Thailand, both the countries. So in diet, in Aahar Chikitsa, in Aahar therapy, diet therapy, there is a chapter of Rasayan. Ashtanga Ayurveda has a dedicated chapter of Rasayan. So what is a Rasayan? It's a very vast topic, so I will just summarize in 2 lines. It is restorative, it is curative, it is preventive. So when you consume rasayan means Aahar rasayan, aushadhi rasayan, achar, your behavior rasayan. So here we are talking about Aahar rasayan. So Aahar rasayan for Grishma Ritu, for summer seasons, are like green moong dal, green gram lentil soup, trifla, harad. Harad, as Dr. Sangeeta also mentioned, the Harad is, it is said in Ayurveda, if there is no mother in home, if his child is not having his mother, then Haritiki, Harad plays the role of mother. See the importance of Harad in Ayurveda, what our sages have mentioned. Harad has this magical power. It replaces our mother's place. So see what kind of benefits we can take from these magical herbs, which nature is always having for us, but we ignore, we neglect, we don't want to go with that. But nature always want to serve us, always want to make us healthy, happy, but we are the people who are very ignorant. We see like in very inferior mode nature. Oh, it's we just rush to packaged food, tin food, preservative, chemical based food. What happens when we are more into these kind of junk food, sugary food, white flour prepared food? What happens? I will just explain you the scientific reason, especially for our new generation, new kids who are 80% more on these kind of food. What happens? It is said that in our body, there is a proportion of alkaline food and acidic food. Alkaline food, kshar and amla. Amla, which is like with sugary food. So this maida and white flour, white sugar, these are the ingredient which increases the sugar amount in our body, acidic effect in our body. And what happens? These sugar food absorb vitamin B of our intestine, and vitamin B is the thing which tone our intestine health. It is very essential for our intestine health. Vitamin B should be there, but the more we consume these kind of packaged food, our vitamin B is not there and our intestine health is sick. That's why we are getting so many abdominal, this stomach related problem, especially constipation. In every 10 people, almost 7 to 8 people are constipated. They don't share because they shy to share this problem because it seems very small, but it can be cancerous. It can go up to cancer. Constipation may be cancer. It can give hernia. It can give birth of so many diseases. So don't underestimate any of the small disease in your body. Just go to the root cause, because Ayurveda works on root cause. It's a systematic medical system. It's not symptom-based system like modern medicine. So this is the beauty of Ayurveda. It works like holistically. Integrative approach is there. It doesn't work only on your physical body, in your this physical body. It works on your mental body, your workplace, your mental state, your everything. When a patient comes, we interrogate her in all the parameters. There are 10-15 parameters we interrogate. Then there is a protocol and there is a diet. There is everything for that particular person, specialized, individualized, and body constitution based therapy. So this is the thing. And there is one more important ingredient of bale. Bale in Thai, I think this is called matum. Matum is a fruit, bale fruit. It is very tasty and it works as one of the best laxative, because in summers constipation is the problem which is very common in all the ages, small child till old age, because vata is on rise when there is summer. Our water level comes down, so constipation and related problems are there. So bale fruit, which is egil mellows. So how can we consume? We can take pulp. The bale fruit is very sweet in the taste, and we can make a decoction kind of thing, bale pulpy that drink, and we can consume in between the 2 meals like lunch and dinner. So it is very good for your elimination process, your excretion process, and your peristalsis movement is very good. Peristalsis movement is the thing which is very much required in our body. What it does, it pushes our food ahead. And what we don't get in today's lifestyle, in today's food, there is dietary fiber is lacking. Everything is like pulpy. Everything is in smoothie form. Everything is, there is no dietary fiber in our plate. So consume raw juice, one vegetable raw juice, one bowl of sprouts, moong sprouts, one glass of raw vegetable juice. Raw vegetable juice, what is the best benefit of this raw vegetable juice is we get trace elements. What is the trace elements? Trace elements are which our body don't manufacture. We get from outside food, and that vegetable juice, pulpy juice, we get all those trace elements like zinc, selenium, magnesium. These are the trace elements which are very much required and beneficial for our health. Because every single deficiency, every single thing is important for our health, though it may be in a very small amount, but it is important. And that's why we need to focus on our ahar. It should be adequate amount. It should be combination of food should be okay. It should not be viruddha ahar. In Ayurveda, there are a lot of factors, there are a lot of pointers on ahar, viruddha ahar, hitkari. Once Acharya Charak was walking with his disciples. He asked a question, koruk, 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 means who is not healthy. Who is not healthy? Then his best disciple Vagbhat said, Acharya, hitbhuk, mitbhuk, ritbhuk. A person who consumes hitbhuk means the food which is beneficial for his body, based on body constitution, based on body prakriti, nature. Hitbhuk, mitbhuk means alpahari, a person who consumes a small amount of food. And ritbhuk means season-based food. A person who follows all three parameters, hitbhuk, mitbhuk, and ritbhuk, is not disease, is a healthy person. So we need to follow these small principles mentioned in Ayurveda. Ayurveda is not about only jadi booties or some churn, bhasma. It's as it's Ayurveda name describes the meaning. It's a science of life, and when it comes to life, it means every aspect of your life. It's not only about your diseases, your lifestyle, dincharya, ritucharya. Since you are born and till the death, each and every action, every aspect of life has been mentioned in Ayurveda, and Ayurveda guides us in all the ways. So we need to go with this magical medical science of our 4, 5, 6,000 year old science. And I think in this given time, short period of time, I can say this much of only on this given topic. This topic is very vast and endless things can be shared. I hope people who are listening must have gained some kind of new knowledge, and they will implement in their day-to-day life. And definitely, I assure you, they will be benefited. They will have a happy, healthy, long, disease-free life, what we all are aiming. Thank you so much. Sawadika.
Thank you so much, Dr. Alka. It was very informative. Actually, the Ayurveda, it means the science of life. That is the actual literally meaning of Ayurveda. So thank you so much for deliberating so much information and useful information on top of that with our listeners. Before winding up this session, I would like to request both of you to share the two most important lifestyle improvements that we should bring into our lives so that we can see visible changes, we can have tangible health benefits, in short term. trying to have a certain type of seed or spice over 3 months is a longish thing, right? But if you can please share with us, with our listeners, uh, at least two changes which can make a positive and visible change in our lifestyle, in our health, in very short term, but that would be very grateful. I'll start with Dr. Nehra. Dr. Nehra, please.
Yeah, the first thing I mentioned in this my slide also, like Haritki, as Dr. Alka also told, that if you are taking in morning every day Haritki or Giloy, so you can be benefited with all your Rasayan therapy.
I'm sorry.
Like we are eating,
Sorry,
yeah.
Dr. Nehra, I think I didn't make my question clear enough. My question was two changes in the lifestyle. What you're talking about is again having certain type of food or nutrient. My question was general changes in the lifestyle which can make a difference to everybody without going to the shop to purchase a particular type of food or something.
Okay. So, like in getting up in morning is the best remedy for everything. Like Amrit Vela, or everyone should get up in morning, in between to 5 to 6, because all the cosmic energy we are getting before the sunrise, and most of the hours are not getting up early. So if we are changing the lifestyle, getting up early and sleeping early, so this is the best way. All the environmental, like we say that the epigenetics. So if we are getting the good environment, we are automatically be healthy. So it is okay or not?
Well, thank you
It's
so much.
okay.
Early to bed, early to rise. That brings me back to the old poem. Dr. Gupta, if you would like to add
Yes.
something to it.
One thing, or also like you have said about the two things, and one thing that you have to be aware, you have to be in the present moment, because most of the time we are stuck in brain. So the brain take over the charge, and we lost the awareness. So because always we are busy with our phone, WhatsApp, and all many things. So we have to be like aware. If we change our lifestyle in hour to hour, we just think that you are brain or you are something beyond your brain. So if you are beyond your brain, like if you are having the self, like, so we can change our lifestyle in more easy way, like the mental peace. We can say that. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gupta.
Yeah, so I will add a few things which I myself follow. And since last 3 decades I'm following, and I can see the results. As I would like to share that since last 28 years, I have not taken any single pill or medicine, any kind of medicine. So this is my experience, and that I would like to share with my audience and with all of you. That is just least dependency on this machine based lifestyle, like
It seems there's some technical glitch. We have lost Dr. Alka Gupta.
hello.
We are not. Hello, Dr. Alka Gupta.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, least dependency on machines, especially air cons, air condition, and refrigerator. Because personally, I don't ever use refrigerated water. Never ever. I use clay pot, matka, which is called matki surahi water throughout the year, 365 days. No refrigerated things. And one more thing, aircon, as much as you can avoid neglect. 365 days, I don't use aircon. And in our building, least electricity bill is ours. So I find myself that I am individual contributor for environment as well as our personal health also. So because these things give you pleasure and you comfort, but later in later stage you may have lot of physical problems and joint pains and many things are there. So least dependency or these kind of things, and some small yogic exercise can be done before bed, because everyone is living in very stressful sedentary lifestyle, and end of the day, end of the lot of pressure and mental baggage, you need to release, relax for a better and new day. Just inculcate a small yogic exercise. It can be yoga nidra, it can be om chanting, udgit pranayam, or it can be deep breathing. There are a lot of techniques that takes only 5 to 10 minutes, but it gives $1 million of health benefits. So many things are there, but these two things, I think it will give very magical benefit.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Alka Gupta, Dr. Nehra. It was most informative session. You told us many things about the age-old wisdom that we have kind of forgotten or we kind of choose to ignore, unfortunately. And what you have given us as a takeaway gift, early to bed, early to rise thing, and least dependency on machines, that's very right. It's again a way of joining or connecting with the nature. So that we not only have less we not only put less burden on the nature, but also make our bodies more dependent on nature, and then in turn make us more healthier. Well, thank you so much. It brings us to the end of this interesting webinar. Thank you so much, Dr. Nehra, Dr. Alka Gupta, for joining us and our listeners. This is Vipul signing off on behalf of SVCC. Thank you so much. Kapun Kha.
Thank you so much. Thank you.